Hello people of YouTube and welcome to another Narnia Life episode. This one I think will be an interesting thing to talk about in the comments below, but I think us Narnia fans will all have different views and opinions on this. So as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about has the likes of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, has it influenced Netflix to reboot Narnia? Now, the reason why I've mentioned Game of Thrones, so basically what we know about Game of Thrones is obviously currently season 8 is currently on. The new season has currently started. There was a huge wait between season 7 and season 8. Pretty much everybody that I know has at least watched Game of Thrones or are huge fans of it. Several people I know are huge fans of Game of Thrones and they've been awaiting the series coming back on. We also know that there is a prequel series that's in the works. And talking of the prequel series, Georgia Henley, who we know who played Lucy in the Narnia films, she's been cast in the prequel series. We don't know what role she's playing, but she has been cast alongside, I think Naomi Watts has been cast in it, and several other people. And of course we know Game of Thrones has a huge fan base, both in the TV series and in the books. So let's talk about Lord of the Rings. So obviously, when I mention Lord of the Rings, I am talking about the films, so the original films. We have Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, and of course we have the Hobbit trilogy that came out a number of years ago as well. But there is also the upcoming, well, if you didn't know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people know by now, that Amazon Prime has recently, well, not recently, I think it was 2017, Amazon Prime bought the Lord of the Rings and they're planning to do like some sort of TV series based on it. I don't know if it's going to be based on the films or the books or if it's going to be like a prequel. I've heard it's going to be some sort of prequel series. But, you know, with Lord of the Rings, again, huge fan base both in the books, the Hobbit books, like the Hobbit book, the Lord of the Rings books. Huge fan base of obviously the films and the Hobbit films. You know, the films, all the Lord of the Rings related films have been very successful. The TV series, I've heard that it's going to be one of the most expensive shows that's going to ever be made. And apparently Amazon Prime have said that it's going to be 5 seasons long. And I've heard that also production is due to start at some point this year. I don't know if they've started casting for it. I know they haven't started filming. I'm not sure about casting wise. So basically, what's this all got to do with Narnia? Well, in my opinion, so we have Amazon Prime buying Lord of the Rings. Of course, we know, you know, when the Narnia films were coming out, everyone was saying that they were basically Lord of the Rings rip-offs, which I wouldn't say that. You know, yeah, Lord of the Rings and Narnia do have similarities, as do all big franchises, I think. You know, like other like big franchises like Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, they've all got their similarities, but they're all different stories. They're all their own stories. But yeah, so basically, apparently I've heard as well that Amazon Prime, like when they bought the Lord of the Rings TV series, Netflix apparently wanted to acquire it. So I do think, answering the question, that's obviously the title of this video, has Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings influenced Netflix to reboot Narnia? I would say yes, partly. And I would say it's mainly because of the Lord of the Rings TV series that's coming up, because Amazon Prime is obviously going to show that. It's expected to do well because the series is so successful. And of course, you know, we've got the Game of Thrones prequel series, whenever that's going to be on. You know, season 8 is currently on. So we've got, you know, obviously the full season 8 to go through before they start working on the prequel series for that. But in the next, say, couple of years, we're going to have the Game of Thrones prequel series that obviously fans are going to be eager to watch. We have the Lord of the Rings TV series, which obviously people who have got Amazon Prime, they're going to be very excited for. So I do think Netflix possibly just decided to do Narnia because you know, this is what the fans want. You know, big epic fantasy stories that you can make into several seasons. So I do think that there possibly might have been an influence. My cat's meowing. Hello, Felix. I'm trying to do a video. So yeah, so I've lost my train of thought now. My apologies. So basically, I do think Netflix. I do think this is one of the reasons why. It's alright, Felix. Calm down. Come on. Every time, Felix, I do a video. Right, so, let my camera just focus again. So, apologies if you can hear my cat, because my cat just meows at random times. So back to the video. I do think Game of Thrones and The Lord of the Rings has influenced Netflix to reboot Narnia, because Netflix want their own show to sort of compete with them, and they do. And obviously, you know, Netflix and Narnia and Lord of the Rings, they have had their similarities before. So it's an interesting topic, really. I mean, some people might say that, you know, Netflix just want to do the series right. It's got nothing to do with Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. Other people could say, you know, Narnia has been compared to Lord of the Rings several times. It's what people are wanting, you know, big epic fantasy series. So what do you guys think? Do you think the Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings has influenced Netflix to reboot the Narnia series? Post your comments down below. I think this will be an interesting topic to talk about in the comments. And my apologies for my cat again. My cat always comes in at the most random times. So yeah, just a little bit of news that I saw the article on Narnia web, so I thought it'd make an interesting video to sort of talk about and make an episode on. So again, what do you guys think? Comment down below, let me know, and we'll start a discussion down there. So I hope everything's going okay, guys. Forever in.